In this presentation, I would like to walk you through the amazing innovation ecosystem of Italian life sciences. And I would like to do that through different steps. First of all, I'm going to talk about why Italy is considered worldwide as one of the main countries to conduct research and development in the field of life sciences. Second, we're going to look at the different innovation players that populate the Italian life sciences ecosystem. Third, I'm going to illustrate some of the case studies that show how international players in the world of life sciences are investing in Italy. And then fourth, I'm going to conclude the presentation by presenting all the Italian organizations that are going to join, that joined already, the BioDigital 2021, and also we're going to look at some of the business opportunities, meaning startups and tech projects that you will have the chance to discover during this event. So we can start off with the R&D expertise. Here in this column chart, what we're looking at is the pharma R&D investments for Italy and Europe in the period 2013-2019. And so 2013 being the starting year up to 2019, we see that Italy registered the growth of plus 31% compared to the European average of plus 24%. And also in 2019 specifically, Italy registered a value of pharma R&D investment equal to 1.6 billion euros. Another indicator that is very interesting to look at is the patent productivity in the field of life sciences, which is basically calculated by dividing the number of granted applications over the number of filed applications. And when we look at this indicator, Italy is at the top of the table among the European countries. As a matter of fact, we can see here in the column chart that the Italian patent productivity is higher than the one registered by Germany, the UK, France, and Spain. And so the key message of this slide is that Italy might not be among the main countries when we look at the R&D spending over the GDP, but this really shows the quality of research and development in Italy, and specifically in the field of life sciences. But also the excellence in research of Italy emerges when we look at the ranking by number of scientific citations. And in this sense, Italy ranks 7th in the world for citations in medicine. And when we delve deeper into each of the disciplines, in 6 of them, Italy is first in the European Union and top 3 in the world. And in about 20 of them, in 20 different disciplines, Italy ranks top 5 in the world by number of scientific citations. Well, here on this slide, we basically provide a snapshot of the 375 biotech projects, according to the most recent data, that you can find in Italy. Basically, in the bar chart, we have a distribution of these projects over the different areas of specializations. And the top 3 are oncology, infectious diseases, and neurology. Moreover, on the left side of the slide, you can see that these projects are distributed over the different phases of the clinical trials. And then finally, I just would like to draw your attention on the fact that Italy is among the main hubs in Europe to conduct clinical trials. And as a matter of fact, here on this table, we have the key figures associated to clinical trials conducted in the European Union and in Italy between 2015 and 2019. And specifically, when we look at 2019, we see that of the total number of clinical trials that have been conducted in the European Union, 22% actually took place in Italy. And now we can move to the section dedicated to the innovation players, which have been grouped in 4 different categories. We have the universities, the science park and innovation hubs, the research and development centers, and the institutes for treatment and research, which I will explain better in the next slides. So in terms of the university, we can see here that we have pinned the universities that offer at least life sciences related program. And so we see that from north to south, Italy presents a wide and extensive network of universities dedicated to life sciences. And this clearly emerges also when we look at the number of students, which is over 220,000, and about 34,000 graduates in the life sciences related disciplines. Then we have the R&D centers. And basically in the purple dots here on the map, you can see the research and development centers that are part of the National Research Council, which is the largest public research institution in Italy. And you can see also that these R&D centers have specific areas of specialization in the world of life sciences. While in the orange dots, we have some other R&D centers that are not part of the National Research Council, but that are still worth to mention, such as the ReMed Foundation in Palermo or the Change in Naples, which, by the way, they have joined the Bio Digital 2021, and so you can actually meet them. And then we have other R&D centers such as Technomed in Bari or the Human Technopole in Milan. Then we have another extremely important category of innovation players, which are the Science Park and Innovation Hubs. And basically, these innovation hubs offer a set of services to national and international companies. Very often they also offer settlement opportunities. And in general, they act as a bridge between the world of research and the world of business. And as a matter of fact, they involve different players such as university, research centers, startups, large companies, and so on. And clearly, this is not a comprehensive account of all the innovation hubs that you can find in Italy. And then finally, we have the last category, which is the Institutes for Treatment and Research. Basically, if this is the first time that you're hearing about the healthcare system in Italy, then you really want to know about these institutes, because these are institutes of excellence promoted, supported, recognized by the Ministry of Health because of due to the research activities that they conduct and the type of clinical assistance that they deliver. And also, the Ministry of Health recognizes specific thematic networks among these institutes that are dedicated to different medical branches, such as cardiology, oncology, neuroscience, or maybe aging, and so on. Now we can start to look at some of the investments that have been made, a selection of the investments that have been made in the last years in the world of life sciences. So first we have Pfizer in Ascoli, Piceno, with an investment of 6 million euros carried out in 2020. And basically the company has invested in this manufacturing plant that is strategically relevant for the global production of some of the company's main products. And in this area, Pfizer can rely on a strong cluster of service companies and machinery suppliers. And also we can see in the map that Pfizer has a relatively strong presence in Italy, from north to south. Then we have Sanofi in Frosinone, which invested almost 50 million euros, of which almost 20 million have been provided by Invitalia through the development contract. Basically, this investment has been carried out in Frosinone, so we're in the region of Lazio, in order to acquire new machinery and introduce a new line of freeze-drying products. And also the company has been able to initiate an R&D program. The last case study that we're looking at today is GSK in Tuscany. Specifically, the company here in 2019 has invested over 40 million euros for the establishment of a high-tech quality control center that allows the company to reduce the time associated with vaccine quality controls, as well as the number required of these controls. And the company has been relying over the last years and is still relying on the high specialization that the region of Tuscany has in the research, development, and production of vaccines. So now we can step into the last section of this presentation, which, as I said before, presents the different organizations that are going to join and joined already the BioDigital 2021. So, as I said before, the Italian ecosystem is very extensive, and we can see here the name of the Italian regions and the associated innovation player, the main innovation player, at least one of them, one of the main innovation players that sort of underpins the territorial ecosystem. And you can meet many of them in during this event. And here on this slide, what we have tried to do is to distinguish the participants in two categories. So we have the region and the regional agencies in blue. So basically, we're talking about the representatives of the territorial ecosystems. And these are Lombardy, Tuscany, Lazio, Campania, and Apulia. But also we have in red an innovation hub, which is the bioindustry park, and two R&D centers, which are the Change Center and the ReMed Foundation, which are highly dedicated and specialized in biotechnologies. And then finally, in this last slide, we have categorized different and just some of the business opportunities that you will have the chance to discover in the BioDigital 2021, and meaning startups and tech projects. And we have grouped them over three different categories. So we have pharma and biotech, medical devices, and digital healthcare. So you have different names of startups. Here there are the scale-ups that are developing the two Italian COVID-19 vaccines, which are respectively Reitera and Takis. And also we have 8 different startups that are part of the bioindustry park network. But besides startups, also we have tech projects, which indeed are these projects developed within the two R&D centers that are participating to the BioDigital, which are the Change in Naples, developing a project in the field of medical devices, and then the ReMed Foundation with 6 different projects in the 3 different life sciences fields that we have identified here. So if you want to know more about the innovation ecosystem dedicated to life sciences in Italy, or you want to discover more about these business opportunities and others, you can schedule a meeting with us or, of course, with the other Italian participants. And for any other doubt or support that you might require, feel free to send us an email